Award-winning Hollywood makeup designer Donald Mowat may find himself on the podium again for his work on the Denzel Washington crime thriller, The Little Things. He has been included on the official Oscar shortlist and joins us on Morning Live ahead of what I'm sure will be a big announcement. Good morning, Donald. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning. Hi, Hamilton. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Yeah, well, we can claim some pride in Donald Mowat. You're from Montreal, but we were mentioning before we got started, you actually have some family history in Hamilton.
That's right. That's right. Which I've always known a little bit, but you know those things where you never listen to grandparents and people telling you stories when you're a little kid. But right. I did know that they'd gone from the UK, from Scotland to Hamilton, where she had a brother, and I filmed in Hamilton many times. So I remember trying to figure out like what happened and did they stay or why did they leave? And I think it probably was the First World War would have had them leave, which many people did, to go home during a very unsettled time.
Yeah. What were some of the Hamilton films you worked on?
Well, this is really going to date me. The Anne of Green Gables for CBC Disney. Dundurn Castle, saying it, I can't remember. I've been there, Four Brothers, my gosh, Casino Jack, many films. I mean, I've even looked at houses in Hamilton, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah, I've been there quite a lot to film, but here I'm in LA, but I think it's great, and I think it's a beautiful place with lots of great places to live, and certainly.
By the way, sorry for the early get up. Yeah, we know we have you on Pacific Coast time. I wanted to ask you before we get into your nominated film, The Little Things. You were Daniel Craig's personal makeup artist on Spectre and Skyfall. I'm a huge Bond fan, so I got to ask you about that.
Oh my! Well, he's just one of the most remarkable people, and it's in a business where I think everyone says they love everybody. I truly do love him, and he's a remarkable, a very kind person. And we've worked on 6 or 7 films together. I wasn't able to do the last one because I had which we like to say, a high-class problem, a conflict with Dune. With the delays of Bond. Daniel's he's just a really fantastic human being, and we just managed to stay friends and work very well together. Those films are tough to make. Yeah. They're a grind, they're grueling.
I bet, and they wanted you for No Time to Die, but as you mentioned, you actually took Dune. What specifically attracted you to that project?
It's funny. I feel like as a makeup artist and a designer, often we're sort of associated much closer to the actors, but really the director is the filmmaker. He or she are the running the show. And I just think it's great to work with Denis Villeneuve. We are both from Quebec. I'm an Anglo, he's Francophone. I love that. Here I am after all these years working with a director from Quebec that I met in Los Angeles. He challenges you to do the best you can do, and I'm very appreciative and thankful for getting to work with him.
Well, the folks at the Oscars have noticed the work that you do in The Little Things, so let's talk about that. And specifically, your work on Jared Leto. It's just incredible.
Right.
Yeah. What drew you to this, and what's the story here to create this look? What were you going for?
I think what's really important, because people don't realize, Jared he's a great character actor, but the issue we had, or problem really, was that he had another film he was filming sort of concurrently. So I couldn't do anything with his hair or beard. So that limits you to basically a very, very small portion of the face to somehow transform, which he needed to do for this. And Jared and I had worked together on Blade Runner, and we didn't have a lot of time. We had 2 weeks to come up, and the thing was, he wanted to do a prosthetic nose. I suggested contact lenses, some dental appliances which fit over his teeth. Kind of creepy looking, the dark lenses, the nose. It's a gelatin-filled prosthetic nose for anybody who's curious. They're very difficult to apply. I had a great team. But it was transformative in that Jared doesn't look like Jared, and I think that was the challenge for us. And to get this done in 2 weeks on this particular film.
Wow. And I would imagine a tough part is just like the realism there is incredible. And I would imagine it's a fine line before you're over the top, as you see in some movies.
Well, for me, and I think it comes from working maybe starting in Canada, working on films based in reality. That seems to be the thing people call me for. And I don't get called for Lord of the Rings. I'm not nearly talented enough. That's for a very specific type of genre of artists and artisans. Denis Villeneuve films are really my cup of tea. And I think that having done those projects, when they asked me to come and meet Rami Malek and Jared Leto and John Lee Hancock, who wrote this great script, it was just make it look real. He needs to look like a guy who works in a maintenance shop somewhere in Burbank or North Hollywood or anywhere.
Well, you have achieved that. Your work is just incredible. And again, you're on the Oscar shortlist. The actual nominees will be announced shortly, and I got a good feeling your name's going to be on it. And Canadians will be very proud. Donald Mowat,
really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for sharing your talent and time with us this morning.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.